Shag Attack. This is a fun night for everybody. I hope it's going to be anyway. And hope everybody's enjoying Fall Shag Attack, enjoying it, having a good time. We're going to dance some and we're going to induct some people. But first I want to say, Sam, Wanda, thank you for giving me this opportunity to do what I think is an important part of the program. And I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome the Hall of Famers. I want to welcome the families of the inductees, all the guests, and all the distinguished guests. Everybody ought to give yourself a hand. We got to remember that tonight is the night for the inductees, but we also have to remember our past, and that's why we're here. That's why we're all here tonight. We're here, we gather tonight to celebrate our dance, our music, and our past and present heroes. We also breathe new life into this organization this evening by these new inductees. And that's what keeps us going, and that's what keeps our dance and our music going. But as with every year, we lose some of our biggest and brightest stars. This past year was no exception. O.B. Knowles, Larry Blake, Billy Jeffries. Each of these men was unique in his character, personality, and style of dance. But you know, they were all the same. They were all the same in their love for the dance, the music, this organization, and the people. Tonight is fitting that we honor these men. Take a few minutes to think about their contributions and our loss. O.B. Knowles. The story's told about O.B. that the first time he ever came down to the coast was right here at North Myrtle Beach, right here at Ocean Drive. He was standing right over here at the circle, and he was with a friend, and the friend said, well, this is North Myrtle Beach, this is Ocean Drive. O.B. looked around, and the friend said, this is the Atlantic Ocean. O.B.'s eyes got real big, and he stood there and he stared for a little while, and he looked kind of perplexed, and his friend said, well, what's wrong, O.B.? And he said, well, you know, somehow I thought it would be bigger than this. Well, he's our friend and our buddy, and he's gone, but I want Pam Bennett to come up tonight and share some of her memories with you. Pam?
My friend and buddy O.B. Knowles, sometimes O'Breeden or Toby. O.B., those of us that knew him well. He had an uncanny gift of gab and some feet of gold. He could burn up a dance floor and light up a room. When he did dance on that dance floor or burn up that dance floor, he liked those fast jive-ear tunes. And if you happen to be dancing with him, you better hold on tight, because you never knew what he might do or when he might take you into a drop belly roll. He started probably in about the 50s. He haunted many places like Williams Lake, White Lake, the old pickle factory or pickle plant that some of you might remember. Went to road trips in Raleigh, but we went on one particular road trip to Charlotte. O.B. had never been to Groucho's, not the new Groucho's, but the old Groucho's. And I'll never forget when we got there, he said, Pam, you have brought me to a such and such fruit stand. A fruit stand. But they had a little contest that night. And the way it was many years ago, you just found your partner and grabbed him, held on and did your stuff, and he did. Ended up in the finals. Had to stay over another night. He was a piece of work, but we all loved him. He had many, many friends and many aspects of life. And I'm forgetting what all I was going to say too besides this, but may he be in our hearts forever, and we hope your spirit is with us tonight. Thanks.
Pam was right about O.B.'s dancing. We're going to see a little bit of it right now.
Listen, I wasn't prepared to speak. I was prepared to dance a little, but this speaking business, I'm not into that very well. But I just would like to say that all of you people, especially like Eddie Mansour and Chick Hedrick and Chicken Hicks, these guys that started this shag dance back in the 40s, I don't know who they were, but I would like to thank them for starting it, because without them starting this thing and where I could learn to do it, I'd have never had a date. I mean, I'd have had no chance. I realized that when I was very young. I said, I've got to learn this dance in a hurry. So I did. I've enjoyed it, and all the friends that I have has probably been through this shag dancing, and I love all of you. Thank you very much.
Are you going to be dancing with someone special?
I'm dancing with someone very special, my daughter.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. O.B. Knowles.
But now I want to say a few words and have some people say a few words about Larry Blake. Larry left us this past year, and one of my memories of Larry, very quickly, years ago when I was living and working in Durham, and of course Larry was from Durham. My wife and I, my first wife and I, Mary Lynn made me make sure to say my first wife and I. Had just started competing in shag contests, and so some of our friends at our club asked us to teach a dance class. And I said, well, sure, why not? And so secretly, we had a class, we started a class, and secretly Lorraine called me and said, Bob said, can Larry and I come to your class? I said, well, okay. I never said anything to my wife about that. So the first class came around, and I was real upset that afternoon. I was all out of sorts and couldn't quite get it together. And she looked at me and she said, what's wrong? She said, we're just going to go out there and teach somebody the basic. Surely we can do the basic. I said, yeah, but, you know, what in the hell can I teach a legend about the shag? And he was a legend. He was a legend in Durham, North Carolina. He was certainly a legend at the beach. And at this time, I'm going to ask one of his dearest and longest friends, Ham Morris, to come up here and give us some remembrances of Larry. Ham? And Peggy. Well, Ham is, we're so close, he's going to have a little help tonight, and I can understand that. Ham, Peggy.
He was ready to do this. He was ready to do this all day. He's kind of. So I'm going to say some of the things that Bill wanted to say, because Larry was just as important to me. Bill and Larry met playing Little League Baseball. They grew up together as children. His mama took care of Larry, and Larry's mama took care of Bill. They spent all their adult lives together. They raised their children. They spent their holidays together, their vacations together. And during all those years, they found time for the beach and shag music that they both loved. Larry came over and talked to us and he said, you know, I want to move to this beach. I told you I was going to do it. And within a 24-hour period after saying that, Larry had him a condo, and we had plans to get the furniture moved from Durham, and he moved in. And as soon as he moved in, we had a routine. He came for coffee in the mornings if he wasn't playing golf, and he came for lunch if he did play golf in the mornings. So whether he came in to have a cup of coffee, which he never learned where we kept our coffee cups, or he'd come over to have a drink at night with his Porky Pig glass that still sits on the shelf in our house. And most of you that he visited regularly, you've got one of his Porky Pigs, Minnie Mouse, or whatever glasses. But he never learned how to get the ice cubes out of that refrigerator we've got. They always ended up on the floor. If there's a bar with a TV or remote control in heaven, you can bet Larry Blake is up there. And if he's had watched today the LSU game, or he had watched the Florida State game, he'd probably have a heart attack and come back and haunt us. But he is one of the few men that Bill and I know that their second love in life, other than their family, was this beach that he loved dearly. We love him, we miss him, we keep waiting for him to walk in that door and say, oh me, oh my gosh, because he had a bad night there. Thank you.
Billy Jeffries. He was the ambassador of our dance. He was to me, the epitome of what the old days at the beach and when this dance started, what it must have been like. There's nobody in this room that doesn't have their own personal thoughts of Billy and Wanda. And then there was the poster. Everybody remembers the poster. And that became the poster that epitomized our dance and is still alive with us today. I'm going to ask Charles Calcutt to come up and give us some remembrances of Billy.
Thank you, Bob. Billy Jeffries loved Shag. Back in the late 30s and early 40s, Billy started doing a dance called the jitterbug. He slowed this wild and fast jitterbug down and became one of the first to start what was originally known as fast dancing. Even if you don't know who Billy Jeffries was, like Bob said, he's a kid dancing with the pretty little girl with the black and white shorts on in the South Carolina Shag poster. As director of the Florence Recreation Department, Billy's belief was that sports, education, and the dance would keep us out of trouble and and help us on the road to a successful life. Whether he was supervising the city pool during the summer or the teenage canteen, he made sure that there was a dance floor and a jukebox that we could dance to. There are 14 members inducted into Shaggers Hall of Fame from Florence, all of whom he inspired with his love of shagging. His honor and character are legend. You always knew you could depend on Billy to do the right thing. He was a wonderful husband and father, and we all lost a great man with his passing. So when you see the South Carolina Shag post, know that we're all blessed that Billy Jeffers is in heaven, dancing and teaching shag.
Right, Dad.
He's my friend. He's gone, but he won't be forgotten.
Thank you, Charles.
Now, Billy, you've been involved in it for how long?
Since 1938.
And you're the one on the poster. Will you tell us that poster story if you don't mind, and take a look at the camera when you do?
Well, Rick Seaback of ETV was hunting a negative to put on the poster, and I happened to have one. This girl from California and I dancing on the pavilion. We took it up to Rick, and he interviewed one and they decided to make that the state poster.
All right, let me ask you another question real quick here. The rhythm and blues, the shagging, and SOS, I want you to look in that camera and tell everyone out there what it all means to you.
Well, first thing is giving me a lot of extra airs. It beats the hell out of jogging, and I've just enjoyed the friendship, the old friends we've gotten together again with, and the new friends we've made.
In closing, I want to say a couple of things, and then we're going to have a break. Thank you, as Billy would do if he were here, and I know Miss Wanda does because I spoke to her today. Thank you for being here tonight and for honoring these new inductees and honoring our old and past heroes and our dance and our music. And I want to leave you with one thought, folks, and this, to me, is important. They say keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. I believe that's an old Italian saying or something. Northley told me that. I don't know. Some guy, some guy told him that someday. Anyway, with this group, folks, it should be keep your friends close and keep your Hall of Fame friends even closer. In any group of people and any group and organization as large as this, we're going to have family squabbles. We're going to have differences of opinions, and we're all getting to be kind of like old farts, you know, and that's just the way it is. But when we think about the years of friendship involved and the things that we've each done together, those squabbles and those arguments are petty. But I want each and every one of you to look around this room. I want you to see, remember, and hug your friends. You need to set aside little differences, little squabbles, because, look, folks, I'm going to tell you something. This ain't no dress rehearsal. You don't get but one shot at this life. The next time we meet, some of us will not be here. Think about that. And remember Billy Jeffries, O.B. Knowles, and Larry Blake. They loved it.
We don't have this award every year. It's just a special award. I'm sure a lot of y'all remember Charlie Boone. And this is for people who have contributed a lot to the Shag. And this year, they're coming in as a couple. And this couple has certainly contributed a lot. They've shagged a long time. And we're happy that they're going to receive the Charlie Boone Memorial.
This is, of course, Walt and Beth Graves. Beth. Tell you a little about them. Beth, from Chester to Rock Hill. This lady learned to dance on house parties at OD. She went with the older girls. She went to all the great joints, the Pad, the Pavilion, the Forks, Sonny's. She had to go with the older girls, and she had to go home and teach all her friends all the steps that she learned when she came down. When she married Walt, she definitely had to learn, and that became a major part of her life, is dancing. Well, she learned to imitate some of the great dancers. I mean, mostly guys, but she learned to imitate a lot of the great dancers. And if you've never seen her do it, encourage her someday down in the pavilion when she's a little tight, and she'll do it for you, because she is really good. But tonight, she's going to show us what she can do. Beth, come on up.
I'm going to say a few words about Walt. I'm sure y'all know him. He was born in Raleigh and moved to Hickory in 1956. His family bought a place at Cherry Grove in 1958. After that, summers were spent at the coast. I'm sure he met a few women then. He was taught by the Fat Brothers from Bennettsville, South Carolina. They taught him two things. One, be smooth, and two, dance to the music. They told him that if he wanted steps, to watch some of the greats like Harry Driver, Charlie Boone, Newell Harley, and a few others. His routine was to go to the Pad, the Sonny's, and the Forks when he couldn't catch a ride. He has danced most of his life and has done it well. And I've known Walt for a long time. I even have pictures of him when he wore about a 32 pants. Well, I don't wear the same size I own you then either. But come on up here, baby. $31 and a half, he said. scary because normally they don't let me talk because I don't like to stop. But it was a lesser of two evils. For many weeks, I've been trying to figure out how to say thank you for the honor that is being bestowed upon Walt and me this evening. A simple thank you just did not seem enough. Never did I dream that we would someday be included in such an austere group of people. It is amazing that an honor such as this can be attained by doing something that you love, the dance we call the Shag. What we want everyone to know is that receiving the Charlie Boone Award is another dream come true and just doubles our pride. Once again, I would like to say thank you, and I think that Walt has a few words to say, and let's hope he does relinquish the microphone.
Are y'all ready? And y'all thought water dog could talk? I'd just like to say that Charlie Boone and I were very good friends and went back for years. And it's a great honor for me. I can't thank everybody because if I do, I'll leave somebody out and it'll make them mad. All I can say is I love this dance. I love you people. And it don't get any better than this.
To the next inductee. Entering her first contest at that ripe age of 10, she did the jitterbug and won. Later she went to the castaways and saw people fast dancing. She had to learn, and learn she did. Soon after, she was dancing with people like Harry Driver, Eddie Page, Dewey Kennedy, Bob Myrick, Kim Maynard, Mike Tobin, and Romney Duggins, and a few other people thrown in there. She started dancing in contest with Maynard, Tobin, Duggins, and Milton Nile Jr. A back injury, some surgery, has hampered her activities and her coming out for the last few years. But tonight, she's back with a big smile, but still a sore back. Come on down, Sandy.
Oh, boy. A lot of you know that I usually have a few words to say, but sometimes when you get in front of a crowd like this, you kind of go, I have loved this dance since the first time I saw it in 1969 at the Castaways. And in my bio, I said, I have danced with quite a few of the greatest dancers. And I have enjoyed it. I've loved it. I want to preserve it. Oh. I have loved this dance for as long as I can remember. As Sam stated, I started out with the jitterbug at the ripe old age of 10 years old at the Greensboro Community Center, and I danced in my first contest at the age of 10, and it was just, I loved it. But that was a jitterbug. That was all the way under the legs and over the shoulders, the old stuff. And when I went to the Castaways in 1969 and saw these smooth dancers, I knew right then and there that was it. I was going to learn how to do that dance. Thank you. I've enjoyed the dance. I've enjoyed the people. And it's just been fantastic. And I love all of y'all.
Sandy, we're going to hang on this. You're going to dance with Milton now. First song they ever danced to in a contest.
That was a fast dance, too. Our next inductee seems as if his whole life has revolved around Columbia. He was born there, raised there, went to college there, even learned to dance there. However, when he turned 16, as he calls it, the holy city of Ocean Drive, he came on down here and learned the best icebreaker ever. Would you care to dance? And I have heard all you men say that's the way to get the women, if you know how to dance, Shag especially. He used this line every summer and at fraternity parties, sock hops, and all of the Columbia joints. Then came Dale, his lovely wife, and 2 daughters, Christy and Beth, and a career. Sometimes people have to work. Because of Swink's great idea in 1980, having SOS, all of a sudden this inductee was a teenager again. Like so many of us in this room, we have a lot to thank Swink for on that. He's back with Bonnie Moore, Dennis Sides, Phyllis Tiller, Johnny Nuttles. Do we really want to let him be a Hall of Famer? We might change our minds. Would Rick Shackelford please come on up?
All right.
Thank you. Thank y'all for coming. I had no idea I'd be this nervous. So I took an old public speaker's trick and envisioned all the audience in their underwear. That was not a pretty sight. Now, before I get too deep in here, it was the men that weren't pretty sight. The women all looked great. It's a big night for me and my family. My wife Dale is here. Our 2 children are here and their husbands. Dale's not here very often and lately. And if y'all have not spoken to Dale, please do. Go. She'd be love to talk with you. About the Hall of Fame, I've had a great summer. It has been marvelous. I've been down here a lot this summer. Been dancing, drinking, meeting some people. And a couple of times I went downstairs and looked at all of those pictures and the people that have been enshrined. And it dawned on me that the Hall of Fame is a lot more than the individual awards and plaques. The Hall of Fame is preserving our history. It's what we're about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hoorah.
With that in mind, I think we should redouble our efforts to support Shag Attack, Hall of Fame Foundation, and make sure that they are viable and strong organizations long into the past, into the future. And speaking of the future, we got another side of that. We got this junior shaggers. Now, the teenagers today, because of the way laws have changed and times have changed, don't have the experience and the beer joints and the pavilions that we have. Some would say that's a good thing. And another reason they don't have those experiences is we're in those beer joints. But we need to support the juniors. We need to support them, give them encouragement, whatever they do, whenever they dance, because they're the ones who are going to carry this for us to preserve the dance, preserve the music, and preserve the lifestyle. And the lifestyle is what it's about. I do want to thank the Hall of Fame class of 2004 for including me in this Hall of Fame class. I am truly honored, and I'm going to enjoy it all my life.
Start off with his wife Dale, and then Phyllis Tiller is going to break in, but he wants to say one more thing.
I've had 2 friends that have been coaching me about this dance tonight. And those 2 friends are Dennis. My knees hurt so bad, honey, I can't dance right now, but I will have another beer. Sides. And Boney, I'm so smooth because I don't move more.
guys can't teach me nothing. But they did start begging me, and they said, Shag, please don't fall down on the dance floor. I said, well, it never occurred to me that that would happen. But they said they would be so embarrassed if I fell down, and like I wouldn't care, So I want y'all to know that they have warned me about the perils of dancing, Hall of Fame dancing. So if I don't fall down, please give them a big thumbs up. And if I do, you can commiserate with it. And well, you at least warned it. Thank y'all.
Oh, God, don't do that. Don't do that, Jim. I really won't. Not much. Best, Rick, in all of the years I've known you for a lifetime, we really appreciate you letting us watch you dance, not drop too damn many steps. So what Bonnie and I tried to do is we went to the finest wine cellars that we knew in Savannah, Jacksonville, and hold the mic, Bonnie. I got it. We want to present you and your table with this Mad Dog 2020. Don't forget the vote. Banana Rick. Get your head table when you get back, man. One more story. There's a little hot dog joint down in Myrtle Beach called Filthy Ruffins. And they had about 10 kids. Rick growing up didn't have any damn money. And so they had about 10 kids, and they'd change baby diaper to go make you a damn hot dog. Oh, Ricky, old Phil, this is what I hear now. I can't verify this. Said old Rick didn't have any money, and said he charged a lot of things. Old Phil threw up his little hot dog stand, and said he never would pay rent. He said he went up and said, Phil said, I don't have any money. He said, let me have a packet of cheese crackers. He said, hell no, Rick, you haven't paid me for 2 weeks. He said, you have stolen enough peanut butter cheese crackers, your damn breast's orange.
next inductee, we get into some real locals. It's been a long time since we've had any real locals. I mean, Myrtle Beach, real Myrtle Beach people, and this is a real Myrtle Beach person. I mean, born and raised. True locals. She first heard the music as a small child at Spivey's Pavilion. Of course, she was with her mother. In those days, you could get your driver's license at age 14 in South Carolina. And she ran a single lane dirt road from Myrtle Beach to Ocean Drive. Of course, she visited all the joints that were up here, including the Ocean Forest, her prom. She and her sister, Cindy, they covered North and South Carolina pretty good, going to all the contests and the beer joints. They did pretty good.
Lister sister.
Then she met Steve. What a guy. Love and marriage. The wedding was on the beach, right out in front of the pavilion. Our own John Breeden performed the ceremony. Harold Bessett stood up for them. And the reception was at Fat Jack's. If that ain't local, I don't know what it is. One of the Blister sisters, Vanessa, come on up here, baby.
First of all, I want to say, Walt, I got you beat. I want to show you my list, see if I can unroll it. Yeah, they put this in. Just to mess me up. Okay. My friend.
You never know I'd work at a doctor's office, would you? Lay down. Yeah, put your feet up or bend over, whichever. I would like to say thanks to the Academy. Y'all really don't know. I just cannot tell you how much this means to me. And I'm nervous as my husband was, y'all excuse me, but as a whore in church. Anyhow, I do want to say that I really, this means the world to me. I did not get nervous until this week, and it's like, my husband has walked around with the spotlight saying, "Whoa!" He's definitely given me a fun time, along with my best friend, Sherry. We've been friends since we were 12. And of course, my sister, we have made the rounds. Let's say that. But I really just want to say thank you. I have special friends, but I love you all. And if there's anyone here that I don't know, please come give me a hug. I love you all. This is like second family to me. I have some extra special people here, and I really appreciate having them. Thank you so much.
Vanessa's going to dance with me first, and then Bill Hussey, of all people, and then finish up with Steve.
I have to say one more thing. First, I'm going to dance with my American Idol.
Thank you so much.
Sam, and then my friend since we were like 10 years old, Bill, and then my wonderful husband, Steve, who a lot of you don't know because he doesn't come out. He says it's not fun because he doesn't drink, but he's a sweetheart. He lets me do it, and I love him very much.
Driver and Chick's idea to Vicky Carter's reality came the Hall of Fame Keepers of the Dance. Starting in 1998, each year, the Hall of Fame recognizes former junior shaggers who are over the age of 25 years. They've contributed and continued to contribute to our music and dance through participation, attitude, character, and reputation. And this isn't a matter of awards and championships won, although these kids have got a long resume of awards and championships, folks. But rather, it's how they have kept the dance and continue to keep the dance. The dance, of course, is a vibrant entity, and it grows and lives. And these kids see that it does that. Each of these kids that we're going to recognize tonight, and these kids up here in front of you, have contributed to our dance and have continued to contribute to our dance. They are ambassadors and good representatives of our dance, our music, and our lifestyle. And I heard Nancy Lee say something. What did you say?
And Mama and all of them.
Well, yeah, we got to recognize the mamas, but if we did that, we'd be here all night. All right, this year's recipients, I'm going to talk to you about them right now real quick. And when I do the first one, kids, I want you to kind of squat down because we're going to do a little video here. This first young man that we're going to induct this year was born in Burlington, North Carolina. And he was dragged kicking and screaming to his first dance contest by his father, who was a DJ. And then later, he took his first lesson in Greenville, South Carolina at the Sand Flea. And my good friend, Hall of Famer Elaine Small Wilson, was the teacher. He started competing, and he became a 3-time national champion, including 2 junior titles and 1 non-pro title. He danced on the circuit for years, and he won a lot of contests. But what he became known as was one of the most exciting and best dancers that we've ever seen. And I'm going to ask Mr. Charles Gurley, because this gentleman couldn't be with us tonight, this young man, but I'm going to ask Mr. Charles Gurley. Charles, when you come out here, I want you to accept this award from Mr. George Hammer. Say this. I know that Charles wants to say something about George, but I will say this. George told me that he was taught to dance by Elaine and others, and Charlie and Jackie mainly, but they taught him how to be a champion. But he learned his love of the dance and how to play with it and have fun with it from this man right here, Charles Gurley, and another guy that we don't like a whole lot, Mr. Milton Allen Jr. Charles, I want you to think about what you think little George would say and give us some words for little George tonight.
Well, George would like to have been here, but he's here with us in spirit. And I was real honored when his father, Tommy, called me and asked me to accept the award for him. I can remember him in clubs running around looking at different dancers, trying to learn new things. And then he took the lessons and he got into the contest. That yielded well for him and he enjoyed it. But then he discovered another part of the dance.
2 niggers.
You know, there are actually more of those in here than you think. But George learned to love it. He got to where he enjoyed it so much. You could go into the clubs, there was a lot of good-looking women that wanted to dance, and he was full of steam. But George would make a fine addition. You see, real elite company he's going in with. But I can tell you that he loves it dearly. It's part of his soul. It will be for the rest of his life. Any award from the Hall of Fame is something to be treasured for forever. And I can tell you that George will hold this close to his heart. And I'm very confident that when he meets the age requirement, George Hammer will also be inducted into the Shaggers.
Thank you, Charles. I know that George is proud to have you here tonight, and I know you'll make sure he gets his plaque and tell him that we all missed him. But you know, you said he was a little steamer and he could go. We're getting ready to see a little bit of that right now on the video. You reckon the dance is alive and well, folks? You guys stay right here. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You're going to welcome somebody up here in just a minute, sir. Patrick's always asking a question. Slap him, will he? Just smack him. Our next inductee, first let me say this. George did himself proud, and talking to his family, he wishes he could have been here, but he'll be back. He's been back, and he'll be back again. He's a great kid. He's a wonderful dancer, and he loves every one of us, because he's told me that personally. Okay. This young lady that's coming up now was born in Charleston, South Carolina. She began dancing at the age of 12 when her aunt took her to a junior contest over at Ducks. It's a place right down the street here. I've been there a couple of times, and they say they dance over there. She got into a junior shag contest, and she won her first contest. Then she started dancing she loved it, she started dancing on a regular basis. And after competing for several years, she started winning a lot of good stuff. She's a two-time Grand National Champion, Charlie Jackie's contest, in both the junior and the pro division. She was a member of the National Shag Dance Championship dance team, which you guys will see later tonight, for 5 years. She appeared in the Alabama musical video Shagging on the Boulevard. She appeared on TV. She appeared at the Cammy Awards. She's a Dewey Kennedy Scholarship winner and a graduate of the University of Arnie Webb's College. I think it's down in Columbia somewhere. It's not like North Carolina, but you know, it is. It's a university anyway. But I wish you would put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome Miss Jessica McElhenney. Come here, Jess. Congratulations. Jessica, you want to say something? Well, you're going to say a little something. She said, not really. She says it with her feet, folks. Say something.
I guess if I had to say anything, that this would be one of the greatest honors that I could have ever received. And it just means so much to me that this has become my family, in the good times and the bad, and I'm just glad that I could be one of the people to transcend the dance from yesterday, today, and hopefully until tomorrow. Yes.
Well said, Jessica. Now, I got an idea of who you might dance with, but I know what you're going to dance to. I believe you're going to dance to Mr. Grayson Smith, aren't you? You're going to start out with him anyway. And I think you might like this record. I think I've heard it before and seen y'all dance to it before. Grayson?
Went ballin' the other night, started drinking, got real tight. I flew each and all my friends, felt so good I had to blow again. I said, hey bartender, hey man, look here. Draw one, draw two, draw three, 4 glasses of beer. Saw a chick sitting on the end. I said, baby, can't we be friends? You look as sweet as you can be. Come on down and drink with me. I said, hey, bartender, hey, man, look here. Draw one, draw two, draw three, 4 glasses of beer.
was in the dance. This guy was born in Tarboro, North Carolina, and I almost lost the electric. Born in Tarboro, North Carolina, started dancing at the age of 11. He had an aunt and an uncle and some good friends and cousins that got him into the dance. He danced in his first National Shag Dance Championship at age 12, and he won. Then he began dancing on a regular basis, and he started dancing with his present partner, and who is now his fiance. And under the skilled direction of Judy Eastwood, Jackie McGee, and that other guy that she dances with, Charlie something, he became a champion shagger. He's a 9-time national shag champion, including 8 junior titles, 6 overall titles, and he's a 2-time grand national champion. He's danced on the National Shag Dance Championship team for 11 years. He helped choreograph it for several of those years. He won the U.S. Open Swing Division in California. He's taught shag and swing in Manhattan. He's performed at the Lincoln Center on 4 occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Mr. Michael Norris. Michael, I know you probably don't have anything to say or anybody to thank or anything, so you got 3 seconds.
I just want to say thank you. Everybody's helped me along the way. There's a lot of people here tonight that did help me. He mentioned a few of them. My mom and grandma are here. They haven't been to the beach in 3 years, so it was a big shock yesterday to get here and see all the craziness going on. But they've helped me along the way, my whole family. I wouldn't be where I was today if it wasn't for Leanne, who's been with me every step of the way and kind of do what I've done. So I just want to thank you to everybody that's helped me along the way. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Michael, you're a great champion and a great dancer. And but you know, with every guy, there's some little lady that comes along that kind of helps you along, like you just said. And I think I know this who you're going to dance with tonight, your fiancée, Miss Leanne Best. Probably never heard this song before, but go ahead. You'll get through it somehow.
Down in the barnyard picking up chips, long game of moo cow swinging her hips. I get lonesome every day, 'cause my baby walks that way. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. Love you, birdie, baby. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, watching on the line. I see yours right next to mine. I would enjoy myself the most if I ever got that close. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. Love you, birdie, baby. Morning, noon, and night. Pile the dishes in the kitchen sink. Sit down, baby, let's have a little drink. I would hold you on my knee, but ain't no sense to you killing me. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. Love you, pretty baby. Morning, noon, and night.
Before I let you go, I want to say one thing to you. I want everybody to listen to this real quick. Most of you guys know, and you ladies know, the Shag's not just a dance, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. The friends you make and the memories that you make will be with you forever. Look around this room, kids. This is the history of the Shag. You are the future of the Shag. Cherish, listen, you guys cherish this moment, and cherish this honor. Cherish it. Make the most of these memories, because the friends you make and the moments you have now will be with you forever. Congratulations to all of you kids, and congratulations especially to our 2005 Keepers of the Dance.
Our next inductee was born in, it could be in Charles's Mount, was born in Myrtle Beach and actually was brought up in the throes of a nightclub. I think his father owned it. He was exposed to fast dancing at Spivey's. In 1954, he went from watching to dancing and has not stopped yet. I used to come down here to the beach when I was just probably about 5 years old, in the late 50s. And I met this young man who is coming in. He'll vouch for that. And I would go out with a good friend of his, Bruce Harrison. We'd go around to a lot of different places dancing, and we'd end up going to some beach house that wasn't rented and carry our music and dance out on the patio, just out with the ocean, having a good time. He watched a lot of good dancers like Chad Alberti, Spider Curtin, Donna Reeves, Eddie Page, Tommy White, Buzz Sawyer, Cadillac Jack, and a lot of the other greats. He learned well and became known for his own style. The Army took him away, and then he moved to High Point, and took him away from his beloved coast. But it gave him two wonderful daughters, Adrian and Ashley, who I think are sitting over here watching their father go in. And he's back at the beach now, and Johnny Behringer is one of the originals. I think he's going to dance with Janet Morris, and then with his two daughters.
Is Cooter here? I want him to speak for me. He is so doggone good at this. It's been a long journey here since 1954 when I hit the floor. It's been, what, 51 years now? Listen, I could have gotten in trouble, darling. But really, this means so much to me, and I know a lot of my friends are here, but let me say this to you. I had this speech written out. Could you put this up here for me, please? Oh, where's Walt? He had a big one. I've got a little one. I mean, speech, that is. I had all this memorized, and I am indeed as humble as I can be and as proud as I can be to become a member of the Shaggers Hall of Fame. And to those who have made this possible, the Hall of Fame board and all those that are involved, the members who voted this past year, and all those involved in the process, I extend my thanks. To my lovely daughters, Adrian and Ashley, my friends that are here, and my extended family, the Shag family, thanks for being here and making this a night to remember. Once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Travel all over the world, from Texas to Tokyo. I sang my song in Slovenia, and even down in Singapore. Going back to South Carolina, going back to South Carolina. That's the place I'm thinking of. I wanna thank you, North Myrtle Beach, for giving me my one true love. I wanna thank you, North Myrtle Beach, for giving me my one true love. I wanna thank you, North Myrtle Beach, for giving me my one true love.
Although she started out in Red Springs, North Carolina, she moved to Ocean Drive in '64. Y'all, please listen. This is important. I don't get the microphone but once a year. Working in Woods 5 and 10 on the Horseshoe, she left work and made a beeline to dance at the OD Pavilion in every chance. She also worked curb service with her brother Tar at the Forks, where she would slip outside and dance at the Livingston's dance floor. Her first mistake was her first husband, Carl Smith. But let me say this for Carl. We're just teasing. He's a heck of a dancer, a great dancer. He introduced her to a lot of Raleigh joints and great dancers.
But he was still a mistake.
He was still a mistake. She danced with dancers such as Toby Madden, Spider Kirkman, Shad Alberti, and Tommy White. Later, she danced in competition with the likes of Tommy Bones Hussey. Second mistake, she actually went into business with Norfolk Jones at a great joint called The Place. I don't know how many of y'all went there. I didn't make it to The Place. She married Leo Bourne and had her son Kevin, which was a good thing. With Leo being in service, she moved often. In 1992, she made a permanent return to OD, and her feet have been happy ever since. And we're happy to have O'Neill Bourne in the Shaggers Hall of Fame. Come on, O'Neill. Know me very well know how emotional I am. I can just about cry at the drop of a hat, so this is not easy for me. I usually can talk a lot. But tonight I'm overwhelmed and speechless. I can't even begin to tell everyone how much this means to me and express how honored I am to be inducted to the Shaggers Hall of Fame. They say that the way this works is that someone put my name on the list, and whoever that person was, I thank you. And I can't thank my peers enough that elected me or selected me to go in this year. You don't even begin to know how much this means to me. I've loved this dance since the first time I snuck over to the Ocean Drive Pavilion when I was 13 or 14 years old, and my mother thought I was over at the pavilion riding the rides. I worked at Woods 5 and 10 cent store on the Horseshoe in Ocean Drive, and I would go over to the pavilion at night, and that's where I learned how to dance, to do the shag. And I've loved it ever since. It's like just a part of me. And the family, and I consider all of you as my second family. Shagging means so much to me, and all of you mean so much to me. I want to thank my family for being here with me tonight, my mother, my brother, my son, my niece. I am just so happy, and you just will never know how much this means to me, and I want to thank you all, and I love you all so much. think she's going to dance with Jimmy Sells first, and then Bob Myrick.
Went bowling the other night, started drinking and got real tight. I flew each and all my friends, felt so good I had to blow again. I said, hey bartender, hey man, look here. Draw one, draw two, draw three, four glasses of beer. Saw a chick sitting on the end. I said, baby, can't we be friends? You look as sweet as you can be. Come on down and drink with me. I said, hey, bartender, hey, man, look here. Draw one, draw two, draw three, four glasses of beer.
Moving right along, our next inductee is not a local, but yet he is. He's been here a long time. He started dancing taking tap dance lessons at the age of 6, only because his brother Perry wanted some dance lessons, tap dance lessons, and refused to take them. So he took them. The teacher only gave him toe tap, so he learned to dance on his toes. And that he did. He's from Burlington, and of course we know how many great dancers there are out of Burlington. But this guy's really lucky because he lived next door to one of the legends, one of the greats, Louis Madden. So he learned the music and was exposed to it so young. His brother Perry also decided that as a rising senior in high school that his younger brother, his baby brother, was going to learn to do the basic when he was a freshman. So he said, you're going to learn it. Well, he didn't care much about it, but he learned anyway. He found out very quick he was a natural. Not caring much about it, he really didn't care, but he did it anyway. Very soon he found out that all the ladies were lining up to go out with him because he could dance, and all his buddies wanted him to teach them now because, geez, I could dance. Well, that got him through high school, and next he went to college. Taught at Arthur Murray. because he'd taken ballroom, and this came very easy to him. Can we do this? Yeah. He learned one very important thing there: how to communicate with students and adapt his style so that he could teach the students how the difficult students, the ones that couldn't learn, he could adapt his style of teaching to them, and he has done that. He's taught 23 years at Harold's, 23 years. I have watched him over the last, I can't tell you how many years, and he has done some of the most difficult and incredible steps I've ever seen. And this guy is one phenomenal dancer, Mr. Jeffy McDowell. Thank you, Sam. Thank you very much, Sam. It's very few people on this earth that get the great treasure of hundreds of friends over 45 years. You can't buy that. And all the people, the hundreds of thousands of people I've taught, and all the people at this beach, they don't comprehend hundreds and hundreds of friends for 45 years. They have no knowledge of that. They're good to have one or two friends and a few acquaintances. How blessed I am, and all of us. And coming in with this crowd, these people from Myrtle Beach, how blessed I am to be with this crowd and to be with all of you. All of my life, virtually. There's so many of you who've done so much for me and touched me so deep. I can't even call your names. You know who you are? Gurley, Milton, Grayson. All of you have touched me so deeply and been such an awesome, wonderful part of my life. I just can't thank you enough.
Jeffy's going to dance with one of our Hall of Famers, Miss Susan Neal, all the way from Texas. If you have been keeping up, you'll know we have one lady left, and her resume is awesome. She studied performing arts beginning at age 5 and studied extensively in New York and Florida. She began teaching performing arts at age 16 and now has 4 studios. She is a certified Dance Master of America and president of the Carolina chapter, number 15, and also a certified Dance Educator of America. She is licensed with ASCAP, BMI, and SECAP. Probably the SPCA and NAACP, I don't know. She was introduced to the music by her sister Carol, and one of Carol's favorite partners was a little skinny guy named Shag. She watched Sis and her friends and tried to emulate them in the kitchen. You know how we all would hang on to a doorknob or something. It was called the basic or fast dancing back then. Entering high school, she started going to Perry's Dance Land, the Castaways, and the Polo Grill. She looked forward to beach trips. That meant the pad and sunnies. And as she was describing it, I think she probably went to the forts and danced on the Livingston's dance floor. She broke down and married Jim. Some of y'all know him as Monk, her high school sweetheart. This didn't change anything. Although Jim did not dance, he loved the music, the people, and the beer. It's still a wonderful marriage. She and Jim started hitting the clubs again with the revival of the Shag in the late 70s and early 80s. She hooked up with Tony Eldredge and competed for many years. She states, teaching children is a wonderful career. Teaching shagging is a joy. Would Candy Brooks please come on up?
Well, I don't know about the NAACP, but the ASPCA, yes. Yes, I do have to say that my sister Carol was real instrumental in this because when she was 6 years older than me, and when she and Shad and all of her friends were dancing in the living room, of course I couldn't go in there, but I loved it. I loved the music. I loved what they were doing. It was the coolest thing. And then my cousin Susie and I, we were partners. I mean, we would practice and we'd go to all these clubs and at the pad and the Castaways. And if any of you were at the Castaways, when you danced there, when you left, you had beer clear up to your knees. And that was all right because that's just the way it was. At the pad, if I remember, it was the same way. And of course, it was so much fun dancing in competitions with Tony, and thank you so much for the memories, Tony. And so many of you were there, and it's just, I've taught dancing for 45 years, and that's my career, that's my livelihood. But Shag is my joy, it's my soul, and all of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And of course, Jimmy doesn't dance, but he does other things well, so that's okay. So I appreciate it. This is such an honor. It is such an honor to be honored by your friends. It's just wonderful, and thank you so much.
I think Candy's going to be dancing with Tony Eldredge, her partner, and Shaggy.
He was around 13 when he first saw the dance. Shirley Mitchell spent lots of hours with him, teaching Danny how to do the steps that she picked up at Carolina Beach. She didn't count, thus Danny dances, he doesn't count. After he got the steps down, they had to put them to music, so what tune? 60 Minute Man. He practiced. Who did he practice with? His nieces, Robin, Tanya, and Sandy. He had to bribe them, I think. Then he went to the community center dances. Entering high school, he couldn't find but one girl that could do the basic, Linda Scott. In 1964, he made his first trip to OD. He remembers so many people that could dance, but yet one stuck out, Spider Kirkman, another Greensboro guy. His mastery of the dance was not complete, though, after that trip. He realized he couldn't do the pivot. Back home, and Bonnie Ashley taught him the pivot. Danny was a fixture at the Castaways. His favorite partners was Joe Fran Atkins, Shirley Peden, Susie Blackwell, and of course, Linda Cook. Danny and Linda danced in contests all over the Carolinas. Barry Cook and Sarah Coleman were their biggest fans and critics. Danny was crushed when the Castaways closed, but finally there was the Bushes, and Danny was a fixture. Back in the Bushes, he was the #1 character. Danny's favorite saying, and I think it's just wonderful, is life may not be the party that we hope for, but while we're here, we might as well dance. Danny Peden.
Means to me, but I have some things I'd like to thank for it. The person that nominated me and all the people that voted for me. And I have one special person I want to thank. That's the girl that taught me, Shirley Mitchell. Yes. That's about all I got to say. And Shirley, this dance is for you.
Oh,
Give these new inductees a big hand. Hey, folks, from now on, every time you go on the dance floor, you can think of somebody's going to be looking at you, so you better dance good. Okay, we got a treat for you guys. Thank y'all so much. We got a treat for you guys. We got the National Shag Dance Championships dance team.
Baby, I'll go into some famous name.
coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll try to make it bigger and better, but listen, it doesn't matter. If you're here, it's going to always be bigger and better. Thank you.
I would just like to say thank y'all for being so attentive this evening. That made it a lot easier, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I'll turn it over to Sam.
I hope to see you all in the spring when all we do is call out some new names, and those names are going to be very special to somebody. Thank you so much for coming. Look forward to seeing you in spring. Thank you so much.